I'm sort of kind of new to this group. I haven't been going real long, but you're still my church family. A lot of you know I go to NC State. I'm a communications major. That's right. And my concentration is PR. And in 2009, I went to study in England, and while I was there, I met people from Newcastle, England. They call themselves Geordies, okay? Became really good friends with a lot of them. They're wonderful people. They're very much like Southerners. They have their own dialect, their own history, and all this. While I was there, through some social media stuff, I found out about this organization, Run Geordie Run. You can do the next slide. Run Geordie Run. This is Mark Allison. Mark is, he's a native of Newcastle. And Mark has it on his heart to raise funds for 2 charities. Now, a lot of people, Mark is going to run from Huntington Beach, California to Coney Island, New York in 100 days starting May 1st. Okay? And I volunteered to be his PR agent because that's what God told me to do. Because that's what he needs. He needs a PR. Some people think this is too much of a challenge, but if you can see that green map right there, Mark has already run from one end of the UK to the other, which is 847 miles, 874 miles. He did it in 37 days. So he's very capable of doing what he needs to do. The purpose of it is he wants to raise money for St. Benedict's Hospice and the Children's Foundation. Next. St. Benedict's Hospice, I don't know if y'all know, but England has a national healthcare system. And when you become frail and elderly, or when you become a child that's critically ill, they do not have the means to take care of you. It's up to organizations like St. Benedict's and like the Children's Foundation to step in and do it. The reason that Mark chose St. Benedict's is because that's Mark's mother. St. Benedict's is the one that took care of his mom when she was dying of cancer. So he feels like there's no way to repay that gratitude back. I'm sure you'll understand that. Next. Children's Foundation, he kind of just took that one on recently. This is what brought me in. That picture right there is 18 years old. And I know that because that's my child. Now, I didn't take that picture. I was in intensive care fighting for my life. I was in a coma. My son was born at 6 months. He weighed 3 pounds. He's a little bit over a foot long. And an organization just like the Children's Foundation, an organization stepped in at a hospital that did not have what it took to save my child's life. And having been for that organization, I would not have just celebrated his 18th birthday. I would have buried a baby. I know what it's like to be a parent and have them tell you that your child is not going to live. I know what that's like. This is what roped me in. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I understand what it's like to need somebody to save a child. That's Levi now. They told us this boy would never walk, he would never talk, he would be retarded and blind. He is sassy and he doesn't stay still. And that's my son reading literature because he can, not because he has to. So I'm very proud. He's a very smart boy. And God spared his life, and he used an organization just like the Children's Foundation to do it. Next. Some of the ways that Mark is raising money is he sold these t-shirts. He also is doing a thing where you can do Miles to Memory. It's a dedication to if you've lost somebody. This is his first movie he's put together. My mom is in the second one. It hasn't come out yet. But if you want to dedicate a mile to somebody that you've lost, as he's running, he's going to think about that person and anything that you write about it. And their name will also be in a book in Newcastle, England, that's going to be turned to the page that person's on every day in the library in Newcastle. Then it's going to be published, and you'll get some stuff for that too if you want to do that. Next. Here's what I need. We have everybody that does anything for this volunteers. I was just telling Brian, I'm an unemployed student, and I coughed up my own plane ticket. He has people that are coming to help him as a support team. Mark sold his car, cashed in his retirement and his savings because he's renting an RV to drive across country so they don't have to get hotel rooms. And we had organizations on the West Coast because we're going out there 4 days in advance so he can acclimate. We're trying to get him some press coverage to raise more money for these organizations. We had accommodations in a car paid for, and then people backed out. The hotel called me back and said they realized that they could rent those rooms. It was peak season, and they were sorry. What I need from you guys is you'll see on your table flyers about this organization so you kind of can, you know, if you want to take it, you want some more information. There's also envelopes there. If God lays it on your heart to donate any money towards this, we have to raise almost $1,000 like this week. And we already took the money up in Spectrum in my class, and God bless you, y'all were way more than generous. Also, if you're like me, you don't carry cash around. If you take one of my cards, these business cards are mine, they're on the table. Like the third or fourth line on it has my blog on it, shellythinks.blogspot.com. There's a button on there that's attached to PayPal. So all you have to do is click on that, and you can donate that way. But I just ask that we, in England they have the Church of England, and so they don't understand that churches actually reach out and do things out of love, And I want to show them that that's what we do. I want them to know that when all else fails, Christ is going to come along and take care of them, and that's what it's all about.
Thank you so much, and we will continue to lift you up in prayer in that whole endeavor. I think it's a noble one. I think it's fantastic. You guys have information at your table, obviously, and you can go online or you can read what's in front of you. So what I want to